Hi everyone, I'm Noelle, and today I wanted to give you a little bit update on breastfeeding, exclusive pumping, what's going on. So Maddie is now 2 months old, and we are officially exclusively pumping. Now, does that mean that nursing is completely out of the question? No. However, the last time I went to the lactation consultant last week, she basically didn't transfer. She actually lost weight in the weighted feeding. And she just would not latch, and I would try to put her on and she would just open her mouth and scream. So yeah, it's not going well. And basically I had a conversation with the lactation consultant, and she said that, we have tried everything and it's really up to me to make a decision of what we want to do. Do we want to exclusively pump? Do we want to pump and supplement? Do we want to go to formula? What are we going to do? And I explained my stance on why I really do not want to go to formula because I have Crohn's disease, and there are some studies that say that exclusively doing breast milk and avoiding formula can increase a child's chance of not developing autoimmune diseases such as Crohn's disease. So that is why I am trying my absolute best to avoid formula for as long as possible, at least. So I told her, you know what, I've been thinking about this, and I've really come to the place where as hard as it is, I'm okay with exclusively pumping, at least for now. Every few days I may try to latch her, but I want to take the stress off the table of trying to get her latched and being frustrated and in tears, and she's screaming and I'm crying, and it's just too hard. It's just too hard. And we have tried for 10 weeks and it just hasn't happened. So that's where we are. So I wanted to give you a little update picture of what exclusive pumping is for me, what I'm using, what I'm liking. I will be doing a separate video on my pumps. I have a manual pump, actually 2 manual pumps, 2 different kinds of electric pumps, and I'll be talking specifically about all of those, what I like, what I didn't like, specifics about that. Okay, so I'm pretty much exclusively using my Spectra S2 pump. In the past I used a Pump and Style Advanced. I'm going to talk all about that in my pump video. But I love my Spectra. It is fabulous. However, I still do have pump trauma because when you're exclusively pumping for the first 12 weeks, your supply is regulating, and you need to have a big supply, because once your supply regulates, it can drop. Once you get your period back, it can drop. It's just really hard to make enough milk for your child as they go through their growth spurts and all of that. So basically, when you're exclusive pumping, you actually want an oversupply. So I am trying so hard to create an oversupply, which is ridiculous for most breastfeeding moms, but that's where we are. I currently make between 24 to 27 ounces a day, and Maddie drinks between 19 and 23 ounces a day. So my goal is to get to 30 ounces because that is the average that a breastfeeding infant will take throughout, when they get up there as they get older. But she could possibly take more than that, so we'll just see. But that is my goal, is to make 30 ounces a day. So I am pumping an average of 8 hours a day. It does take me 30 to 50 minutes to empty, which sucks and causes a lot of pain, but we do what we can. I try to do 2 hours, 3 max during the daytime hours, and then I try to do at least 2 to 3 middle of the night pumps with 1 to 2 between 1 and 5 a.m., which is when your prolactin milk levels are the highest, telling your body to make more milk. So that's a little picture of that. I've created a little sheet that I could just take with me everywhere, because apps just don't work for me. But I have her feeding, the time I fed her, how much she ate, and I keep a little tally of how much total, and then the times that I've pumped, starting time, ending time, how much I pumped, and then a tally of the totals, and the time I changed her diaper, and if it was wet or poopy or dry. So I do this every day, and I have 4 days on a sheet. So I have like a huge stack of these. But I also put my pumping information in the app Pump Log. Pump Log is only available on iPhone or iPad. I don't have an iPhone, so it's on my iPad. So I don't take it with me places. I only enter it at home. And the reason why is because this is a fabulous app. They do have a free version that goes to 50 entries, I believe, but the paid version is $5.99, $6.99, one of those things. I do have the paid version because obviously I pumped more than 50 times. But you enter in, I don't know if you can see this or not, but the time you pumped, how much you pumped, the ounces, and the duration of it, and it logs all of that, and it tells you how much total for the day, how many pumps, how many total minutes. It gives you this beautiful stats page where you can see how many ounces and how many minutes for each day. It gives you your average. So my average is 25.3 ounces. My high is 27.5. My low is 24.3 for the last 7 days, not for your total. It tells you your total that you pumped, how many sessions, how many times, all of that stuff. And then you can do a little calculator where you put in how much the baby consumes. It averages out, it puts in your production average. You keep a log of how much you have in your freezer stash. So right now I have 43 ounces in my freezer. And then you can put in how long you want to feed baby's birthday, and it will calculate how many days you need to keep pumping to get a freezer stash to feed them until whenever you want to quit. So I put in 12 months, feed baby until 12 months. If she stayed at 21.75 hours, which she's not, she would drink 5,707 ounces until 12 months, and I would need 1,212 ounces in my freezer on June 28th of next year to feed her until 1 year, but to stop pumping before that. It's just an interesting little thing that is in there. Obviously she's going to start drinking more, and so that doesn't really apply yet, but I really think that's a cool thing in there. So I love this app. Very, very helpful to go along with my little sheet. I mentioned that pumping is still painful. I still have a bit of nipple trauma, and I have used in the past coconut oil. I have used Earth Mama Angel Baby nipple ointment. I have used lanolin. I have used gel pads, what else? Calendula cream, essential oils. I have used so many things. And the only thing that I've really found to help is Apno, which is all-purpose nipple ointment. And of course there is a prescription one that you can get from your doctor, but there's also an over-the-counter version that you can mix yourself. I have been using this after every single pump. It is hydrocortisone cream, 1%, polysporin, and miconazole nitrate cream, which is monostat basically. And I just mix them equal amounts in the little container and apply it after every single pump. It is obviously a medicated cream. They say you don't have to wash it off. I always do. But it's been super helpful. I also do Epsom salt soaks. You fill up a little bucket and lean over it basically. I try to do that before and after at least 3 times a day. Doesn't always happen, but as much as I possibly can. Obviously the milk, the warm water before a pumping or nursing will increase the milk production and flow, but it's also very soothing before and after. So that's really been helping me with my comfort level. My accessories, I do use I forgot in the other room, a Simple Wishes hands-free bra. It's very, very helpful to be hands-free. So I highly, highly recommend that. I did try the sports bra hack, and it worked temporarily, but it was not nearly as good as the actual one. So I highly recommend a real one. I use Pump and Pal's phalanges. These are awesome. However, they do not work for everybody. But they do pull in more of the breast, but they kind of massage the upper part, which increases milk flow and is supposed to reduce clogs. Some people say they get more clogs. I haven't had that problem yet, but I really like them. They are more comfortable to me than the Medela flanges and all that. Now, like I said, I do use the Spectra. However, the flanges that come with the Spectra are 24 millimeter. I am a 27, 28. So I did hack my Spectra for Medela parts. There are also adapters that you don't have to hack it for. I'll talk more about that in my pump video. But I do use my Medela parts, and I tossed out those terrible valves and membranes and got duckbills instead. These are duckbills. I just got the ones off of Amazon. I'm not sure if they're the Maymon brand or if there's some other brand. Ones that fit Medela. They work great. I do think they actually increase my milk and have not had any problems. So that's what I use for my pump. I do store in Up and Up breast milk storage bag. So far these have worked great. Haven't had any leak issues. I do have heard that when you thaw them, you can put them into a bigger Ziploc bag so that if they leak, you don't lose your milk. So that's a great tip. And finally, the bottles we use. We do use the Dr. Brown's Natural Flow glass bottles. They are a pain in the butt to clean, but we use preemie nipples, so we tossed out the stage 1 nipple that came with the bottles and bought preemie nipples for them. They work great for us. I have also tried the Medela Calma nipple, which actually fits on these bottles in addition to the Medela plastic bottles that I used to pump into. And I'm not sure what I think of it. I think that it can work well, and it's nice that milk only comes out when she sucks, but Maddie tends to gulp it down really fast, and she tends to choke on it, which if you read the reviews is actually pretty common. So I'm not sure what I think of it, but these have been working fine for us. And I do think that part of our problem with her nursing is the fact that she started getting bottles so early, and I'm sorry, but this works a whole lot different than breastfeeding. I do think that was a big part of our problem, but whatever, you know. Her latch was never great from the beginning, so it just wasn't meant to be. So I think that is pretty much it. I am also doing everything, like I said, everything I can to create kind of an oversupply boost in my system. So I eat oatmeal every single day. Some of the things I'm doing are try to drink half my body weight in water every day. I've been trying out also the Trader Joe's electrolyte water, which is pretty good. I try to drink at least a glass or 2 of Gatorade every day. I try some sort of tea. I was doing Mother's Milk tea and Mother's Milk Plus. However, they both have fenugreek in them, and fenugreek can either increase your supply, or it can actually decrease some people's supply. And I'm not sure if it increases or decreases mine. So I've stopped taking those and focused on other things just in case, because I didn't really notice an increase, so I'm not sure about that for me. But I do try like red raspberry tea or just some sort of extra liquid. I do drink a cup of coffee every day. It's my only way of survival. Another thing is Ovaltine chocolate malt. It has to have the malt in it. Malt increases supply, so I do put 2 scoops of that in my coffee every day. I also drink a cup of hot almond milk with 3 tablespoons of Ovaltine in it, at least 1, sometimes 2 of those a day. Almond milk is also supposed to increase your supply. What else do I do? So I'm really just trying to like down the liquids, make sure I'm getting electrolytes, make sure I'm getting water, make sure I'm getting everything possible. What else? Let's see. I've done lactation cookies, which have flaxseed and brewer's yeast and oats, steel cut oats in them. I do want to try some lactation smoothies. I just got some bananas and I want to try that. I just started a magnesium supplement. Magnesium 500 to 1,000 milligrams a day is supposed to be helpful for your supply. Obviously start slow because it can have a laxative effect on you. And yeah, I'm just trying every single thing possible to boost my supply as much as possible. So I will keep updating you on how things are going. That is how things are going at 2 months. If you have any questions, I'll leave them in the comments below. Any suggestions, advice, what worked for you, what didn't, leave in the comments below. And we'll see you next time. Bye.